This video is about Little Playmates, the piece number A1 in the current 23 to 24 initial grade exam pieces. Okay, so we'll just talk about it a little bit first. Hand positions. So the left hand, you want your pinky, your fifth finger, little finger, on middle C. So the left hand is quite high. Notice that both hands are in the treble clef because the left hand plays right up here. So it's much better to write it in the treble clef. Now, a lot of the left hand is playing chords, 3-note chords. So if you still find it hard to play a 3-note chord like that, this may not be a good choice for you to do for the exam. So that's the first thing to practice, being able to play a nice 3-note chord. Our first chord here is a C major chord, which consists of C, E and G. If you find it difficult to make all the 3 notes sound at the same time, practice just with 2 first, like 5 and 3 together, and 1 and 3 together, and then listen to your playing. Make sure we're not getting this, or make sure they're all sounding at the same time. The way to achieve that is to make sure all the fingers are touching the keys at the same time. It's not so much about what fingers you put down, it's about what fingers you hold out of the way. In this case, finger 2 and finger 4. Finger 4 is the difficult one because it's less easy to move than the other fingers. But with enough practice, you can hold it out of the way just enough to be able to then put your hand down like that. Okay, so just going through the left hand, we play that chord twice. Then there's a different chord, and you have to move your pinky down one step to B, a bigger one, from C to B. The other fingers stay where they are. So then this next chord is B, F and G, fingers 5, 2, 1. Like that. So practice playing that chord and then that chord. 1, 3, 5, move the pinky down, 1, 2, 5. In the second line and in the fourth line, you'll see the left hand gets the melody. It goes. Pretty straightforward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So if we just go through the whole of the left hand, I'll do it fairly quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Good, so that's the left hand. Now the right hand has the melody first of all. Again, very simple, well, fairly simple. That opening phrase is nice, and it's quite quiet here, so. Next phrase. Probably the most complicated thing in the piece. So the fingering is 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 3. I'll do that once more. 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 3. Okay. Then the right hand has chords, but only 2-note chords, so easier than what the left hand has to go. So we go 3 and... I should have said, by the way, right hand thumb on C, but you've spotted that, no doubt. So second line, 2, 3, 4. And then very similar to the previous phrase. So if you look at bars 7 and 8, they're almost exactly the same as bars 3 and 4 in terms of notes. It's just that in bar 8 we go instead of what we do in bar 4, which is... Okay. The other thing to note is that the last line of the music is exactly the same as the second line of the music. In other words, bars 13 to 16 are exactly the same as bars 5 to 8. So once you've mastered this, you've already mastered that. So the line that's a bit different is the third line. And again, slightly complicated phrase. But again, the good news is it's the same thing twice. The dynamic is different, but the notes are the same. So fingering there, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 3. Okay. The right hand, by the way, doesn't move at all. The left hand, as you remember, you have to move your pinky between C and B. The right hand, you don't. You just stay in position. So the whole of the right hand, I'm not doing the repeats, by the way, the whole of the right hand goes like this. So, important to master the hands separately first. When you put them together, as always, the trickiest bits are going to be when the hands have to play at the same time. So what we want to avoid is this. So the way to avoid that is, first of all, practice really slowly when you're putting the hands together. And as I often say, play slowly, but think quickly. The first couple of bars aren't so bad because it's all sort of in position. I don't think that's so bad because the hands are coming off together, coming down again and playing the same notes they did before. But the next bar, bar 3, you've got to think about the right hand's playing a different note and the left hand is playing different notes and moving. So there's a lot going on. So do the trick of what I call practicing backwards. It's not really practicing backwards, but what I mean is work out exactly what you have to do at the beginning of bar 3. So you have to play that chord and you have to play that note in the right. So that's what you're doing. Now, before that, you will play a right hand note. So practice first of all this. Also practice this. So practice the chord here, the right hand note like this. So thinking about what you do with your left hand. Aim not to look down at your fingers, especially for the right hand. So practice with your right hand without looking down. See if you can also do the chord change with your left hand without looking down. Get used to how it feels when you do it. Then let's try very slowly from the beginning of the bar. Notice exactly when I change position. So I do it a little bit before the bar line, which means, in fact, although that's supposed to be 4 beats, it's going to be ever so slightly less, because I'm going to come off before the end of the 4th beat in order to be in time there. So I more or less took it off when I took the right hand off. The right is staccato. So take that approach with any bits that seem tricky. Another tricky place is where well, there's more than one place where the right hand is supposed to play legato and the left isn't or can't. For instance, bars 9 and 10. So the right hand is supposed to, all that phrase is supposed to be legato. The left hand is repeating chords, and even when it changes chords, it's repeating one of the note, and it's virtually impossible to do any of that legato. So remember that the hands tend, if we're not careful, the hands tend to copy each other. So what may happen is this. That doesn't matter so much apart from staying in time, but we should aim for this. So I have to take my left hand off a little bit before, but not take my right hand off. Watch very slowly here. Watch me play it very slowly. Left hand comes off about there, but right hand doesn't. Left hand comes down again. Same here. So you can even take it off about when you play that, like this. And here. I'm slightly exaggerating the movement to it to show you when I'm taking the hand off. And then at the end of that bar, they both come off together because the phrase ends there, the slur ends there. So that to that doesn't need to be legato. So those are things to watch out for. This video is turning out quite long, so I think that's probably enough for now, except I'll play it through twice, once slowly and once a bit more up to speed. So I'll play it once through slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's now do it a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as always, unless you have a pause sign at the end, which you don't hear, stay in time right to the end, hold the last note for the exact number of beats, take both hands off neatly together. I'll just demonstrate that by playing the last 2 bars again. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. A nice finish. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I did a lot of talking, but I hope that was a bit helpful. That's the end of this video.